So Micah Parsons was a part of this social media trend that I just mentioned. And he called Brian Schottenheimer and wished him good night. And it's actually really funny, and it weirdly feels like a great sign for the Cowboys. Like, Micah is your leader, whether you like it or not, okay? He's one of the loudest voices in the room, and he seems like a really cool guy and is a really good quote. And for guys like us, and of course, like Matt Mosley and Edward, who are there all the time, part of the Rogue Media family, you got to watch the Doomsday podcast. If you want to check out back episodes about the draft, they're all there for you on the Rogue Media Network. But I think it's clear that the Cowboys, at least from 30,000 feet, seem to be getting along, and everybody seems pretty happy with the Brian Schottenheimer change. And one of the reasons I like that video so much is because I was a little my eyebrow was raised when I heard that Schottenheimer kind of retooled the way the locker room was laid out, which can ruffle veterans' feathers sometimes. You know, he kind of, I guess it's been the same since Jimmy Johnson took over for Tom Landry, and he switched it around a little. And I think that can make things uncomfortable. He's also making some structural changes on offense. So there at a point in time where there could be some tension, it seems like the Cowboys are not resisting the change. They're welcoming any changes Brian Schottenheimer has. But one guy that's really going to have to get down, they used to say this in state property, all right? Beanie Siegel, all right? There was state property 1, state property 2. Get down or lay down, right? And so Dak has got to get down with Brian Schottenheimer. And he's got to figure out how to have the best year possible, because if he does not, I truly believe that the Cowboys not only could move on from Dak Prescott, right? Like last year, he had 11 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, 3-5 in 8 starts. So when we look at the Cowboys' body of work last year and we say, well, they lost their starting quarterback, guys, he wasn't playing that well. Like he was not. And in order for, we're going to bring Scotty in a second, but this is my real feeling. Like, in order for Cowboys Nation, which is obviously really important to us because we care about fans, we are fans, but also the Cowboys organization, like, everybody is so in on Dak right now, whether you like it or not. You're attached to this dude. And, you know, he needs to not only make the playoffs, but probably win a game in the playoffs. And by the way, a lot of people don't have the Cowboys going to the playoffs. So it is a huge, huge year for Dak Prescott, to the point where if the Cowboys even make the playoffs and lose in the first round, the team could be looking to move on from Dak Prescott, judging on how he plays this year, right? I know Scotty did some really good work last week breaking down quarterbacks in the NFL and quarterback tiers. And one of the things that he shared with me, because I was on vacation, I didn't see the video he put up, was that, you know, Scotty can be a bit of a prick. I mean, he's always got to really lower the sledgehammer. And if you're a Dak Prescott fan, which really I'm not, this could be seen as offensive. Basically, Scotty has Geno Smith above Dak Prescott in quarterback rankings. So you look at that and you say, okay, what the hell does Scotty Swingler know? Well, apparently he knows a lot, because Pro Football Focus put out their quarterback rankings after Scotty, and they have Geno Smith ahead of Dak Prescott. And they actually have him further ahead of Dak Prescott than even Scotty did. And Scotty is admittedly a Dak Prescott hater. I didn't want to go that far, but that's Scotty has said that.
I don't resent you for saying I'm a Dak Prescott hater.
What about being a prick?
I wear that label myself. I do resent you for saying that. I think most people would say I'm kind, but I have strong sports opinions.
I got to do. We got to mix it up here a little bit, you know. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton and Dak Prescott are very hot button.
They get very opposite reactions from me,
but both of which you're probably pleased by the public opinion on both situations right now. Obviously, Halliburton is being celebrated.
I will be pleased if Halliburton gets his flowers if they win. I will be furious if they win the finals and I still hear how he's not a superstar.
Oh, you will, because people are idiots.
We've done that today.
But with Dak, as a Cowboys fan, you move into this season, like, do you understand? Like, are you of the same mindset that I am? That, like, this is make or break for this dude?
Yeah, dude, and you know, you didn't even mention this because we
I mean, he's almost 33 or 34.
Yeah,
right now,
and you didn't even mention this factor, Pete, because we're
His
trying to
age
be
up here.
sensitive and kind, and we don't wish this for anyone. The injury thing is a question now.
Yeah.
Like, if he gets hurt week 3, it's like, I hate to be like, dude, you just let him walk, but like, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, I love Tony Romo. That's what happened to Tony Romo. Tony Romo could still play, but he could not stay on the field.
Yeah.
And ultimately, like that phrase, availability is your best
Ability.
ability.
Yeah.
Bingo. Yeah. Like Dak, there's questions not only about his play on the field, which is, I'm so glad you pointed out, because I said this last year and people balk. He did not play well last year.
He didn't at all.
And I understand.
They were constantly digging out of a hole, and I know the defense was part of the problem.
The defense was bad. He honestly, outside of CD Lamb, did not have any help, like weapons-wise. They have addressed that. They've addressed the offensive line.
Yeah.
Defense, we still don't know, but they've addressed the offensive scheme. Like everything's changing this year offensively from last year.
Yeah.
And so if he can't produce again, you have to ask questions about his play. And if he gets hurt again, it's done. Like this would be the 3rd or 4th time he's like missed serious time to injury.
But by the way, too, before we get to some comments,
Yeah.
I would even hit harder on what you said. Like, I'm sorry to throw out like any grace or maybe like an emotional connection to the situation, but like an injury is what it is. Like, that's part of the tightrope that Dak Prescott is walking this season. If he can't stay healthy, that's just as bad as having a terrible year, right?
Yeah,
like
it
really is, because he's at that point in his
especially
career.
when you've made the financial investment that the
Exactly.
Cowboys have made in it.
Yeah, and by the way, he's 32 this July 29th. Same birthday as my brother. I didn't know that. So, and also he has to play well. And some people were, I've even heard people say, but not folks like Werder, who I really trust, or Mosley, but like, you know, they want to see him make it to the NFC Championship game. I mean, I would almost say that's unrealistic.
It is this season. But
So-
but here's the thing. It's unrealistic in my opinion because he is playing quarterback.
So what? So you're pretty hard on him, and
Very. I have been for a long time.
What? So
I've been saying for 3 years now, the Cowboys need to draft the next guy and let him be under Dak for a year or two. They haven't done it.
What is the bar that Dak needs to get over this year in order for him to come back next year with that job solidified? And hey, we're really happy with our quarterback situation. We're moving forward.
I think it's
with
multiple benchmarks. You have to stay healthy the whole season.
Yeah. You can miss a game or two. I mean, I'm being technical. You can miss a game or two. Go ahead.
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
But like you say a game or two, if it's any more than that, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like you gotta prove you can play a season.
Yeah.
I think you have to make the postseason. The NFC is really good. Your division is really good.
Yeah.
I just as a Cowboys fan struggle because it's like, dang, Philadelphia and Washington are on it right now. Like those are 2 of the 5 best teams in the NFL, you could argue right now.
Yeah.
So but I still think you're the Dallas Cowboys. The standard is at minimum you got to make the postseason.
Yeah.
And then in my opinion, I would be asking questions if we don't win a game in the postseason.
Yeah.
And that might be too high a bar. But Cowboys fans, we did it with Tony Romo. We're doing it with Dak Prescott. Like, even in the seasons when the Cowboys have been one of the 3 best regular season teams in the NFL, doesn't mean anything if you lose in your first playoff game. It doesn't. I'll tell you, if Dak stays healthy and wins a playoff game this season when the NFC is so deep, that would cause me, who's been kind of off the train for 4 years, to rethink it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he can do it.
Okay.
I don't.
All right, let's do what we're going to close with one more thing. Scotty has a Chris Broussard hot take from I don't know where.
Here, let's address Bear the Truth first because he's chiming in on this a lot.
And
then you can get to my Chris Broussard take. I love that was the comp. That's so funny. First of all, he when you were saying they need to move on from Dak, he said move on already. So I think Bear the Truth, longtime Dallas Cowboys
Bear the
fan.
Truth, are you a Cowboys fan or a Bears fan? You
both.
work for the Cowboys. You're from Chicago. You used to buy lemonade from Walter Payton or whatever, but I need to find or sell Walter Payton lemonade. So I need you to answer that.
He pointed out that Dak's QBR last year was 45.3. I would tell you that's unacceptable. And then he asked this, Pete, and then I promise I'm not avoiding you calling me out for my crazy take. He asked this. I wanted to bring this up to you as well. Netflix announced they're doing that Jerry Jones Cowboys special. Is that must-watch TV?
Oh, absolutely. Even though it will be a documercial.
I was going
right?
to say, I think Jerry's probably got too much influence on it for it to be really spicy.
Look, bro, I had to recalibrate last night. I watched the first episode of the Alex Cooper, the girl from Call Her Daddy.
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing. And I'm such a sucker for that stuff. It was an hour long.
Oh, you love your reality docs.
I do. I can stomach them. I can get through them, even if I know that it is a filter that we are seeing this person through. The Alex Cooper one was amazing because as somebody who was involved with college sports, like her college coach at Boston University legit like sexually harassed her. At least and they're pretty much lay that out in the doc. So that was super interesting in the first episode. I don't know if it'll have legs, but that being said, if I'm watching that, of course I will watch something that is right in my wheelhouse.
Oh yeah.
Because it looks like they're going to chronicle, Jerry's whole deal. It's called like The Gambler and the whatchamacallit.
I just hope even if it's through a pro Jerry lens, which it probably will be, I want to hear him talk on, and he will talk honestly about this because he's done this in the media. You came in, bought the team, you had that crazy dynasty in the early 90s with the triplets and all this, and you haven't gotten close since.
Yeah.
And I know that grates on him. I know it grates on him. I know it grates on the fan base. But I want to hear some really, really insightful perspective on that.
It's scary. Guys like Jerry Jones and James Dolan in New York, they're very scary because the money train is coming in so fast and furious that they can justify making decisions that are just absolutely bananas. I mean, bananas. Just like the Knicks are doing with their coaching search. We're not going to get to it today. And just like we've seen Jerry do it time after time. I want you to take us out of here with your Joe Milton should be the starting quarterback for the Cowboys.
Well, you just blew the
Well,
reveal.
give me why.
No, I need a whole segment for
that. All right, we'll do it later.
Bottom line, and I've been texting some buddies about this for a month or two now. So they have known this is coming on the Pete Caesar show at some point. I really like Joe Milton. The more I study Joe Milton, the more I look at Joe Milton next to Dak Prescott in practice, the more I think about what his potential is. I am almost on the train of, by week 5, Joe Milton better be starting for the Dallas Cowboys. Ooh. And we can get into that another day on the Pete
feel like
Caesar show.
I've just gotten in a time machine, and it's 25 years ago, and Ron Jaworski is talking about Tom Brady over Drew Bledsoe. Because I can remember that. I've watched the film. This is it. He's the guy. Brady's the guy.
Well,
now.
I'm not Jaws, but that's funny.
Jaws is the man. All right, that's it.